Hello and welcome. Today's practice is more awareness around the core, very gentle engagement of the core. And we're going to be doing some more fuller versions of some postures that we've been sort of picking at in the weeks leading up to today. So all that you really need is a mat on the ground and a blanket, maybe just for padding for your knees. But we are going to start off on our backs. All right, so from this position, we are going to raise our legs and our arms towards the ceiling, okay? Now, your core is going to feel the need to engage a little more than we've done. A lot of it is actually going to be your hip flexors, slowly allowing your legs to lower towards the ground, okay? So while your right arm moves overhead, your left leg is going to move away, while your left hand and your right foot stay up towards the ceiling. You're going to bring them back, and then you're going to switch. Now, you do not have to do big versions of this movement. You might just stay here. If this is what allows you to do this movement and breathe and not pain anywhere or have your back really changing its shape against the floor, then that's great. You'll just stay in this much smaller version of the pose, right? And as you go, you can work your way up to doing a much more advanced version of the pose. Advanced in this video does not necessarily mean that you do the full version of this dead bug. It simply means we've added complexity because we have both limbs moving at the same time. So this is advanced enough if that is what is available to you in your body right now. Making sure you're breathing. All right, and your feet can come back to the floor. Hands and arms can come to the floor. Just breathe. Let everything go. Maybe let your legs sway side to side. So from here, we're going to do a similar thing, but on our hands and knees. So however you want to get up to sit, you're welcome to do that now. This is where you might want something for under your knees. Okay. And we are going to come to a hands and knees tabletop position. So this is where, same idea as dead bug, the opposite arm and leg are going to move into the air. So your weight is going to be balanced between, let's say, your left hand and your right knee as you lift the other two limbs. Hopefully keeping a straight line along your body and leg. Now, if that's too much, you can alternate between an arm and then sending out the opposite leg. You could also simply slide the leg out but keep it in contact with the floor. But we're basically just looking to keep that nice tabletop spine. There is going to be, again, a little more core engagement, it feels like, because you're trying to lift your legs, and legs are heavy. But you still want to be able to breathe. And you don't want to be dipping into your back to do this. So one more time on each side. You can really send the fingertips away, the ball of the foot away towards the walls. Feeling that energy. Okay. Hands to knees, maybe just a little bit of quick body rocking, some cat-cows, whatever feels comfortable for you, just to loosen things up, okay? We're going to move the blanket out of the way. We're going to come down towards the floor. We're going to place our hands out in front of us and quite wide. We're going to really, as if we're Spider-Man, and have sticky points all over the entire surface of our palms. We're going to really grip the floor with straight fingers, and we're going to ground the pubic bone into the floor and just start to lift. Really lifting and opening through that chest towards the front of the room, keeping length through your neck, looking forward gently. And then you can exhale as you slowly lower, touching your belly to the floor, the start of your rib cage, your chest. And then you can stack your fists or your hands if you want, and just rest your forehead. Okay, we are going to bring ourselves back up to hands and knees, tabletop. And we're going to add on to a movement we did last week, okay? So from tabletop, that gentle, gentle bend in the elbows, full weight distribution through your palm, your fingers, your thumbs, shoulders stacked over wrists, neutral spine, hips stacked over knees, curl the toes under. We are going to inhale to hover the knees and then drop them, okay? So this is bear, hover the knees and drop them. Now we're going to take that bear exercise and we are going to combine the movements we were practicing on our back with the strap a couple weeks ago, where the hips and the shoulders move in tandem and the spine remains neutral in between them. We are going to lift into bear, and then we're going to push back towards a downward dog. You can come back down to tabletop. You don't have to go fully into downward dog. You don't have to have fully straight legs, heels to the floor. We're just noticing how downward dog truly is the shoulders and hips flexing at the same time. It's not really a spinal movement, okay? So you can play with that a few more times. So hover, push back, lower, hover, push back, lower. So we went through various more complex forms of exercises we've been building up to in the recent weeks. Moving both ends of the body at the same time, or adding more body weight resistance to it. So definitely a little more of a workout that time. Just gives you some ideas of things you can play with. Hopefully it all felt fine in your body or made sense. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. But otherwise, I will see you next month.